Coming up on Bear News, we have all the information you need for graduation.
Campus got colorful this weekend and for a great cause.
Coming up in sports, the football team are back on the gridiron in their spring game.
Summer is right around the corner with temperatures striking into the 80s. I'll have your full forecast coming up. We've got all that and more on this episode of Bear News.
Don't go anywhere.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton gained huge victories Tuesday that carried them closer to an epic duel for the White House in fall. Republican frontrunner Donald Trump scored a clean sweep of races in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Maryland, Rhode Island, and Delaware. According to the Associated Press, Trump now declares himself the GOP's presumptive nominee, even though he is still short of the required delegates for the nomination. The Trump wins move him closer to the 1,237 delegates he needs to win the nomination before heading to the convention in July. He picked up 105 delegates Tuesday, bringing him to 949 compared to Ted Cruz at 544 and John Kasich at 153. Democratic leader Hillary Clinton was victorious in 4 states, while Senator Bernie Sanders picked up his solo victory for the night in Rhode Island. According to the AP, Clinton is 90% of the way to the number she needs to claim the nomination. She picked up 194 delegates, while Sanders at 129. Following Clinton's big win, she climbed on stage to cheers as her election night headquarters in Philadelphia, the city that hosts the Democratic National Convention this summer.
Across the nation are striving to provide more than an inclusive setting for all students. UNC is one of those institutions. Bear News reporter Efrain Madera joins us live in the studio to tell us more.
Thanks, Alex. Within the past year, the administration here on campus put more of an effort to make sure students felt like they were at home. Last year at the University of Missouri, tensions grew after a number of different racial slurs were found on campus. The student body reacted because they felt like the administration was not doing enough to handle the situation. This led to the resignation of who was then the university president, Tim Wolf. UNC is not new to issues itself. In the 2014 to 2015 academic school year, there were a total of 44 incidents that were reported on campus. The reports ranged from race and ethnicity, sexual orientation, religion, and several more. To combat issues like these, volunteers here on campus started the UNC Bias Response Team. The purpose of the team is to support UNC's mission of cultivating appreciation and respect for equity and inclusive excellence on campus. However, one of the UNC Bias Response Team coordinators, Reina Anaya, tells us incidents aren't always just with students.
We have seen a large increase in faculty and staff respondent cases.
And although the team is new, they have already noticed changes on campus.
I was just overhearing students talking about, hey, don't you know you can't say that? Didn't you see that poster? Like, you can't say that.
To make a report, just simply visit the website www.unco.edu/bias-response. Click on the bias response process, then on Submit a Bias Incident Report, and fill out your report online. It is important to remember that your report is confidential and you ultimately decide what happens with it. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Efrain. It's great to see UNC students making strides to become more inclusive.
It is prep week, which means next week brings final exams. Oh, and of course, commencement. With graduation ceremonies right around the corner, we wanted to give you a few reminders. For you graduating seniors, make sure to pick up your cap and gown on Thursday, May 5th or Friday, May 6th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Recreation Center. If you forgot to order your cap and gown, well, you're still in luck. You can still get them next week at the rec center at the same times and day, but you can only pay in cash. For those of you attending the ceremonies, listen up. Remember that you don't need tickets for admission and seating and available on a first-come basis. Parking will be hectic, but you have several different options. On that weekend, parking is open to public and no permits are required. For those of you who want to avoid the mess of parking lot, you can also take a shuttle to and from the ceremony. The shuttle runs from 7:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. from the stop located on 22nd Street and 11th Avenue. The shuttle runs every 10 minutes. The graduate commencement is on Friday, May 6th at 7 o'clock in the Bank of Colorado Arena at Butler Hancock Athletic Center. The graduate commencement is on Saturday, May 7th at 10 a.m. on Nottingham Field. Keep up to date with any changes due to the weather on www.unco.edu, or you can also call 970-351-4100. Don't forget to share those special moments by using the hashtag UNCBearGrad. From the whole BearNews crew, we want to say congratulations to the class of 2016. We are excited to see what the future has in store for you.
It sure has been a sunny week in Greeley, but the wettest month of the year is still to come. The month of May produces about 2.5 inches of rain on average. How is the forecast looking, Abigail?
I wish I had some better weather to report. Currently outside it's 39 degrees with cloudy conditions and east winds at 8 miles an hour. Tonight we're going to see temperatures get down to 36 degrees with a chance of rain. Looking outside, we see a lot of stratus clouds that are bringing some pretty ominous skies and likely the chance for rain this evening. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
When you think of athletes, the hard work and competitiveness immediately come to mind. But Monday night was a different case for the UNC athletes. Players from every team showed up in suits, ties, dresses, and heels for the athletes' banquet. Held at the Union Colony Civic Center in downtown Greeley, the evening featured an Epsi's theme. This year's top athletes and record breakers received trophies or plaques for their accomplishments on the field or the court. Scholar athletes also received recognition for their achievements in the classroom. And then there were the skits, performed by the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, wrestling team, and the softball team for live entertainment. Most athletes left the event full of laughter as they headed back to prepare for the last 2 weeks of school.
UNC's Color Blast Walk is a critical fundraiser for women's athletic scholarships and for the entire athletic program. The 8th annual Color Blast took place this Saturday at Nottingham Field. Participants gathered Saturday morning for a walk around campus with a goal to support our athletes. Organizers asked walkers to donate a minimum of $35, a donation that many of our athletes are extremely grateful for. The walk was also a great opportunity to connect with the coaches, staff, and alumni. Participants were blasted with powdered paint along their walk, making for smiles, laughter, and a great time. A short program followed their color walk, where participants heard from UNC student athletes about what their donations meant to them. And as the students spoke, UNC's football team warmed up on the field for their spring football game, providing yet another chance to support and celebrate athletes. If you missed your chance to walk and show your support for UNC's athletic program, be sure to look out for next year's Color Blast.
If you normally spend time in Candelaria Hall in the summer, you need to make other plans because Candelaria is closing for the summer. The reason is to install fire sprinklers in all of the classrooms and offices. That means all offices will relocate to Ross Hall until the construction ends in August. Staff have finals week to pack everything up and place in storage. Don't worry, Candelaria will reopen in the fall just in time for classes to start. For more information about summer locations and hours, talk to the department offices.
Coming up after the break, still stumped with what to do this summer? We have plenty of ideas for you after the break.
This month, we lost a legend. Our BearNews reporters take us into the lives of some music greats. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay. Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
"29 UNC students will brave the shave this Saturday in the annual St. Baldrick's event. This foundation is a volunteer-powered charity that helps raise funds for childhood cancers. One way they do that is through their popular Brave the Shave events, where volunteers shave their heads in front of all of their supporters. It's a common misconception that the shaved hair is used to make wigs for cancer patients. But for this foundation, it is all about making children battling cancer feel more comfortable with their bald heads. Leading up to each event, shavees raise money to donate for life-saving cancer research. As of today, participants raised nearly $7,000 to donate to the St. Baldrick's Foundation. So come and support fellow Bears braving the shave this Saturday, April 30th on Turner Green.
Artists' music lives long after they leave the stage. Bear News reporters Andrew Siegler and Keaton Monier give us an inside look into the lives of past and present artists.
We know what it's like for athletes after they retire. What about for musicians?
Well, Keaton, life after music isn't what it seems to be.
In general, there's no life after music for musicians. They play till they die. Tom Petty, The Who, Jackson Browne, and Neil Diamond are among a few artists who still tour well into their 60s and 70s. These rock stars have toured for decades, and it doesn't look like they'll give up their rind anytime soon.
I'm sitting down by the highway.
Tom Petty is 65 years old and still tours America. His Mudcrutch tour starts in May, and his first stop is the Ogden Theater in Denver on May 26th. Petty played throughout Colorado over the years, including the famous Red Rocks Amphitheater in Morrison. Petty considers his musical career to be more play rather than work. His most recent album is titled Hypnotic Eye, which was released in 2014. The Who, one of the most influential bands of the 60s and 70s, are currently in the midst of their North American tour and scheduled to hit the Sprint Center in Kansas City, Missouri on April 29th. Even after the death of famous eccentric drummer Keith Moon, The Who continue their success across not only America, but the world. They're scheduled to play in Canada, the UK, Spain, and France during their 2016 tour. Jackson Browne is currently back at it as well. His next show is at the Grand Sahara Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada on April 29th. Browne also played many gigs in Colorado with another set for the Rocks on August 22nd. Neil Diamond hasn't announced his next tour, but the 75-year-old jazz singer won't be putting the guitar away anytime soon. Just 2 years ago, Diamond finished his 32nd studio album titled Melody Road. Diamond continues to show his musical talent is still there even after all these years. If any of these artists seem like your cup of tea, don't miss out on your chance to see them play.
Don't let the chance to see your favorite artist slip away.
That's right, Andrew. This feeling is all too real for Prince fans. Prince Rogers Nelson was better known as Prince and was a musical innovator known for his eclectic work, flamboyant stage presence, and extravagant dress and makeup, and a wide vocal range.
Prince was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota on June 7, 1958, and developed an interest in music as a young child. He eventually secured a recording contract with Warner Brothers at age 18, and in 1979, his self-titled album went platinum, along with continued success on his next 3 records, Dirty Mind, Controversy, in 1999. In the early 1980s, Prince required his management to get him a deal to star in a major motion picture. This resulted in the 1984 hit film Purple Rain, which starred Prince and was loosely based on his own life in the studio album of the same name, which was also the soundtrack to the film.
Prince's career includes 7 Grammys, a Golden Globe, and an Academy Award.
He was also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004 with his first year of eligibility.
Prince died at his Paisley Park recording studio and home in Chanhassen, Minnesota on April 21st at the age of 57.
With the school year coming to an end, many students think about moving. BearNews reporter Jacqueline Polizzi has some helpful moving tips to ease your stress.
Summer vacation's right around the corner. Many students have to pack up and move. Let's take a look at some moving tips.
First thing you should do is create an action plan. It'll make moving day go a lot smoother if you know what's going where and how you're packing things. Tip number 2 is to get friends and family to help you out when you're moving. Those extra hands can help you move heavy things and pack things a lot faster than it would if it was only yourself. The third tip we have is that you should wrap all fragile items in something. We recommend newspapers because newspapers can be found around Greeley for free. But if you can afford it, bubble wrap is also another good option. College students are great at procrastinating, but moving is not the time to procrastinate. We recommend that you start early because if you start early and run into problems, you have time to make decisions to fix them. Our final tip is that you should move everything in boxes or tubs. Yes, boxes and tubs can be expensive, but it makes moving a lot smoother because your items are organized in a way that you know where everything is.
Reporting from Greeley, Colorado, I'm Jacqueline Polizzi, BearNews.
Those were some helpful tips that I will certainly use. Thanks, Jackie.
With finals right around the corner, it's never too early to start to think about summer plans. Colorado has so much to offer, you should never be at a loss with what to do. BearNews reporter Nadia Huerta joins us live in the studio to give us some of these examples.
That's right, Michaela. We made it through another successful school year. And for those fellow Bears that are staying in beautiful Colorado, here are some interesting ideas of places you can visit. Garden of the Gods is the #1 rated attraction in Colorado. It's located in Colorado Springs. Garden of the Gods covers 1,367 acres in its national natural landmarks. The gorgeous landmarks and rock formations are the results of 3 million years worth of geological history. In Glenwood Springs, Hanging Lake is a trail worth doing. The marvelous view will be an unforgettable experience. The Rocky Mountain National Park is one of Colorado's greatest treasures. The area offers hiking trails, camping facilities, and opportunities for climbing, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, horseback riding, and fishing depending on the season. Red Rocks National Park and Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado is home to an amazing hiking trail and biking. The amphitheater is a naturally formed, world-famous outdoor venue recognized for its star-studded concert roster, natural acoustics, and the ambience. Seven Falls in Colorado Springs is a series of 7 cascading waterfalls reaching a total height of 181 feet. This is the only waterfall in Colorado to make the National Geographic's list of international waterfalls. And well, those were your top 5 places in Colorado. Back to you, Michaela.
Thanks, Nadia. These are all great places we could enjoy this summer break. Make sure not to miss them.
2016 is a stellar year for movies so far. Here are BearNews reporters Andrew Stiegler, Keaton Monier, and Stephen Rice to prepare us for some of the great movies coming this summer. What do we have to look forward to this summer, guys?
2, 1.
Welcome to the Critics Corner. I'm Stephen Rice.
I'm Andrew Stiegler.
And I'm Keaton Monier. This summer, we got 3 movies you should definitely check out. So, Andrew, what movie are you most excited about seeing this summer?
I gotta say Money Monster. This movie is directed by Jodie Foster, and she's a pretty new director. At least I think so. I haven't really seen her in directing too many movies so far, so that'll be interesting. Also, George Clooney and Julia Roberts are co-starring alongside each other in this film. We've seen them together in a couple other films before. A little synopsis. After losing money on a stock tip, a disgruntled investor, Jack O'Connell, holds a Wall Street guru, George Clooney, and a producer, Julia Roberts, hostage on live television.
Wow, that sounds like a great movie. But when can we check it out?
So the movie will be out May 13th. So, Stephen, what movie are you looking forward to see this summer?
I'm excited to see Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. The sequel to the 2014 film Neighbors, directed by Nicholas Stoller and written by many people, including star Seth Rogen. Mac, who Seth Rogen plays, and Kelly Radner, plays by Rose Byrne, are expecting their second child and preparing to move out of their house. They soon reunite with Teddy, Zac Efron, to help battle the sorority sisters of Kappa Kappa Nu, led by Shelby, who moved into their neighborhood house. Kappa Kappa Nu is a new sorority that branched off from another sorority led by Madison, played by Selena Gomez. So as you can see, it has a great cast, very interesting, and it's very funny. You got to check it out for sure.
And I really liked the first one a lot too. I thought it was really good. I'm a big Zac Efron fan.
Absolutely, and it comes out May 20th for the viewers. So Keenan, what movie are you most excited to see?
Well, I'm really excited to see the movie The Nice Guys. It stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe in a spoof of a buddy cop film in the 1970s. It was written by a comedic genius, Shane Black, and it was also directed by him. This movie takes place in 1970s Los Angeles when a down-on-his-luck private eye, Holland March, played by Ryan Gosling, and hired enforcer Jackson Healy, played by Russell Crowe, must work together to solve a case of a missing girl and a seemingly unrelated death. During their investigation, they uncover a shockingly criminal conspiracy which reaches up to the highest circles of power.
Wow, sounds like a great movie. When can we check this movie out?
You can check it out on May 20th, the same as yours.
Awesome. From the Critics Corner, I'm Stephen Rice.
I'm Andrew Stigler.
And I'm Keaton Monier.
Stay
classy, Greeley.
Thanks for the suggestion, guys. I'm most excited for Money Monster.
Awesome, me too, actually. It looks really good. Yeah. Coming up after the break, Abigail will have your full forecast.
We'll be right back.
Kids will spend 8 minutes decorating their little brother.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Abigail Stewart, and taking a look at the radar, we see the rainstorm that we saw this morning in Greeley has been pushing out more towards Nebraska, and we can see right behind it some snow showers in the mountains that appear to be moving their way to I-25, even up into Wyoming. Taking a look at the satellite, we see all the clouds associated with this rain system, all coming from more the southern side of the state. And zooming out to looking at most of the country, we see this moisture that has been fueling these storms have mostly been coming from the Pacific Ocean, as shown here, and has been spreading out through most of the United States, giving Nebraska and South Dakota and states in those regions the same weather that we've been seeing today in Greeley. Taking a look at our surface fronts, we see quite a few low pressure systems sitting around the Four Corners region that are going to be moving their way into the state tomorrow. This slow-moving system is expected to bring rain and snow to almost all of Colorado as it moves its way through. Taking a look at our current temperatures, we see Denver at 51 degrees, Grand Junction at 58, Salt Lake City 57, Douglas 44, Goodland 57. Our high today is expected to get around 50 degrees. I don't think we'll get there. Our average is about 62 degrees. The record was set in 1992 of 85. The low tonight is going to be around 36 degrees, sitting right around average of 35, and the record was set in 2008 of 24 degrees. Currently, 39 degrees. Taking a look at our 5-day weather forecast, we see the trend's not going to change through the next 5 days, with the gloomy outlook all the way through Tuesday. Tomorrow, we get a chance of rain and snow with a high of 45 degrees and a low of 35. Saturday and Sunday, we also see a chance of rain with highs on both days of around 47 degrees, low of 35 on Saturday and 36 on Sunday. Monday, still another chance of rain with a high of 52 degrees and a low of 36. And Tuesday, continuing with that trend, seeing partly cloudy skies with a high of around 61 degrees and a low of 39. Coming up, sports.
Men's basketball is under investigation. Full highlights after the break.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this.
It's a new motto. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every spring, Bear football fans get a peek at what they can expect for the fall season by watching the annual Blue vs. Gold spring football game. This year's edition took place last Saturday at Nottingham Field. The team played 2 regular quarters and then 2 quarters of running clock with different scenarios thrown in. In the first 2 quarters of regular play, wide receiver Stephen Miller was unofficial MVP of the game. Miller had 6 catches for 188 yards and a touchdown. He was the top receiver for UNC in 2015, racking up 439 yards on 32 catches with 5 touchdowns. Returning redshirt sophomore quarterback Jacob Knipp ended the game 8 of 14 with 244 yards and 1 touchdown. But senior quarterback Kyle Slaughter pushed Knipp to the brink, putting together 3 scoring drives for the Bears. The team transitions to player-run summer workouts and practices, while the coaching staff is off to recruit for its 2017 class. This was an exciting spring game for the Bears, who hope to build on last year's winning season with even more success. Chicago is known as the Windy City, but the breeze didn't blow the right way for the UNC baseball team in a series loss to Chicago State. The Bears fell in Game 1 4-2 in a pitcher's duel. Bears third baseman Tyler Yamaguchi supplied both RBIs in the loss. In Game 2, Chicago State got a big walk-off hit to give them a game. Cougars second baseman Cody Gross hit a triple to win it 5-4, but the glory would only last one day. In the finale, the Bears' bats finally woke up with 3 first-inning runs. The Bears added 4 more to take a 7-0 lead, but the Cougars kept clawing back. Fortunately, the comeback fell short, and the Bears hung on a win 7-5. The Bears are off to Grand Forks for a meeting with North Dakota. This is the last meeting with North Dakota as the Fighting Sioux disband the baseball program after the season. The UNC men's basketball team is under investigation following serious allegations of NCAA violations. UNC President Kate Norton addressed the alleged rule violations in an email to the student body last Thursday. As part of the preliminary review, President Norton said the university sought outside legal counsel from a law firm specializing in NCAA compliance and infractions matters. After preliminary inquiry, the firm advised the university to inform the NCAA of the situation, which led to the start of an official investigation. Following the email to the student body, the UNC Athletics website carried an unofficial statement announcing the termination of head basketball coach B.J. Hill's contract. Assistant coaches are on administrative leave while the investigation continues. President Norton also stated that as part of NCAA protocol, the university would not comment further about the situation until the investigation is complete. Hill took over as UNC's head coach in 2012 and led the program to the NCAA tournament in his first season. He finishes his career at UNC with an 86-98 record and 2 postseason appearances. A national search for a head coach is underway. The first round of the NBA playoffs is officially in full swing, but some of the league's top players watch from the bench because of some brutal injuries. Starting with the record-setting Golden State Warriors, superstar Steph Curry suffered an MCL sprain in Game 4 of their first-round matchup against the Houston Rockets. Western Conference for the LA Clippers also suffered 2 major injuries to their starting lineup. Veteran point guard Chris Paul suffered a broken hand in a loss to the Portland Trail Blazers in Game 4 of the first round. Paul underwent surgery Tuesday morning in LA to repair his right hand. He's out indefinitely. Meanwhile, high-flying big man Blake Griffin is out for the remainder of the season as he re-aggravated a left quad injury.
Thanks, Stephen. We hope these players make a speedy recovery. Coming up next after the break,
find out what students would do differently if they could redo their freshman year. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
College can be a hard transition for a lot of us. BearNews reporter Anna Monet asked what advice current UNC students would give themselves as freshmen if they had to do it all over again.
I'm here at the UC trying to find out what students would do differently if they were freshmen again. So, if you're going to do college all over again, what would you do?
I think I would have studied more the first years to have better grades, to be able to choose a good place to study abroad.
Open the book, actually read it.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to get to know my roommates more. Like, they're just so amazing, and we wanted to talk over the summer and then just never did.
I would probably try to enjoy the moment a little bit more instead of being like, oh, I'm a freshman, it'll get better, and all those sorts of things. Instead of, I wish I had been like, I'm a freshman, let's take this as an opportunity to get to know more people or get more involved. I think that's probably what I would have done.
I would definitely be more confident in coming to the school that I chose and have a better outlook on the university that I attend now instead of holding a grudge that I didn't get accepted into some of the universities that I did.
I definitely wish I would have discovered cat feed sooner than in my sophomore year. I would have gotten a lot more work done. I'm Anna Monet, reporting from the UC, BearNews, Channel Media.
For me, I think I would join more clubs.
Really? Me too. I think I should have discovered BearNews earlier. Thanks, Anna, and that's our show for tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening and for the school year.
This is our last show until fall semester. Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, BearNews98. Be sure to like us.
And congratulations to our graduating BearNews seniors. Have a great summer.